Hey Sagittarius Collective, welcome to your quick read, interested in a personal. My email is located in my TikTok and YouTube bio. Also, understand that in order for you to receive the truth, the clarity, and enlightenment that you need from my read, you have to be willing to be open, authentic, open and authentic within yourself to accept the truth, okay? All right, so for where you currently are right now, you have coffee date in reverse. It says meeting up, planning discussions, dating multiple people, but it's in reverse. So where you currently are, Sagittarius, you could be in a commitment already. You could be committed to someone already, or already committed to something else. Put it where it goes. Now the energy here I'm seeing is that you are currently in a phase of um, investing, trying to see if what you're investing in or what you're planning to invest in or what you're wanting to invest in is worth it. Some of you could be engaged, you don't have to be, or this could literally be an offer of a proposal of commitment, basically, like within a workplace. Maybe you being offered a new position. If you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're being offered a certain contracts, or I'm hearing something about being a contractor. You could be seeing if you being this contractor or agreeing to a certain contract would be worth the investment, worth your while. I'm also seeing if you are in a commitment with someone, you could be uh, investing in seeing if this is where you're meant to be, or if this is long term, if this is worth you being there long term. Okay, so wherever, regardless of what this is pertaining to, I'm seeing you being in a mindset of analyzing and observing and thinking about if it's worth your while being with this person, or being in this place, or being wherever. Okay, um you could be sizing up the pros and cons, weighing the pros and cons. For some of you in a relationship and a commitment, I'm seeing you in a phase of thinking like, is this person worth all my effort, or should I take my efforts elsewhere? This person could be somebody who feels really familiar in spirit. Maybe y'all could have a lot in common, even though y'all are two totally different people and separate and different in your own ways, but y'all could potentially go together. They could feel good. The things that y'all do together could feel good, even if this is a place of business. Okay, maybe there are certain things that you like here, certain things that you could do without, but maybe it could be you're thinking about if it's worth your investment, if it's worth you spending more time here. Okay, I'm also seeing somebody in pursuit of their own happiness, wondering what is worth their commitment. So I'm just getting whether this is about a person, a place, or a thing. Right now, Sagittarius, you're just in the mind frame of wondering who and or what is worth your time, your effort, your dedication, and you putting that energy into. Okay, um, some of you could feel like something or someone. Some of you could feel like you would be potentially taking a risk on someone or something. Um, although this is something you have love for, though, but you may not be fully seeing all the accolades, or fully seeing the full picture surrounding whatever or whoever this is about. So it could kind of put you in a headspace of wondering if it would even be worth taking that risk towards, if it would even be worth you actually investing in. So you could be like doing some studying and or observing from afar, to get some sort of understanding before you actually make a move. Okay, so I just really see you in the headspace of wondering who or what is worth you actually taking a leap of faith towards, or putting your time and energy into. Okay, now if you continue to do the work, or if you start doing the work, we're about to see where you would end up, or where you would be headed. Okay, you have escape and you have faith. Avoiding, blocking, pushing away, hiding. You have faith, wishing, praying, and hope. So if you continue to do the work, I actually start to do the work, Sagittarius, you would be being pushed to the point of starting to realize your downfalls, but not in a negative way. you would be being pushed to a point of realizing your downfalls and what triggers you in a sense of actually making you better, because it will start helping you overcome a lot of things that normally could set you back or normally has you in a space of self-doubt and restrictions. Okay, I see if you're with a person, if you start doing the work or continue to do the work, there will be actually be faith and hope instilled rather than self-doubt and fear. Instead of you continuing to want to run away from what you're fearing, you'd actually be being pushed more to taking on these fears and getting to that other side, which would start putting you more in a belief, uh, uh, more in a sense of belief than a sense of self-doubt. So where you may normally run away from certain things that you may not understand, if you continue to do the work or start to do the work, you'll be being pushed in a direction that is going to help you understand yourself more, help you understand these triggers more, so that you can start overcoming them. Okay, so it'll start being easier for you to push past these obstacles and get over these obstacles and challenges rather than looking at it, getting upset with yourself, start thinking that you can't do it, and you'd actually start taking on more effort to push past these obstacles and would get your foot in many more doors of opportunity than if you continue to look at these obstacles as too challenging or too difficult and backing off, and that gets you nowhere but stuck. So I see you coming out if you do the work, right? And continue to do the work if you're already doing it. I see you coming out a period of doubt and self-neglect, coming more into a period where if you're in a relationship, your relationship may be a little rocky. It may have you thinking certain ways of like, is this even worth it? Can we actually make it past this obstacle or this challenge? I see you getting out of that way and actually starting to think about what actually attracted you to this person in the first place? What actually made you commit to this person in the first place? What actually made you say yes to this person in the first place? And I see you remembering the good memories rather than thinking on the negativity of the moment and pushing past that, allowing the negative thoughts to subside and allowing the new positive optimistic thoughts to take over and start pushing you and the other person within the connection into a whole new realm, into a whole new state of happiness and joy and generosity, giving more to each other, taking each other more out on dates, reestablishing that hope and that faith that you once had when y'all first started off. Okay, now, for others of you, if you're single, this is more about you reestablishing that hope, that generosity, that grace, and that faith within yourself, within where you are. Giving yourself more grace, loving on yourself more, paying more attention to the signs. Surrounding certain people and places and things that weren't necessarily good for you from the start, realizing that and being more authentic with yourself. Whether you are single or in a connection, Sagittarius, I see that if you continue to do the work or start to do the work, I see you coming more into a period where you're no longer willing to ignore the signs about anything or anyone, even yourself. Okay, I see you going more into a period of optimism rather than pessimism. Okay, I see you allowing yourself to be brought to liberation and freedom from toxic habits, toxic people, toxic friends, toxic environments. Okay, so I just see that if you do the work, baby, you are pushing where you need to be and going more into liberation and freedom within yourself, and that's going to help a lot of opportunities and external sources come together around you as well. Your message from the universe says when you continue to reminisce, replay, or hold on to what could have been, you continue to hold yourself in a place of resistance. Let what was inspire a new way of living, but don't allow it to limit and determine what can be. Okay, so if you continue to do the work or start to do the work, this is what you got in store for you. And in order for you to properly do this or receive what is for you positively, baby, you got to be willing to let go of those negative thoughts or those self-doubts. You got to stop saying I can't or I won't or whatever and start saying it is possible. I can, I will, and I am. Okay, no more trying, baby. We're doing. All right, we're not trying to do anything, we are doing it. Okay, Sag? interested in a personal read, you know where to find me. I mentioned it at the beginning of this video. I hope this helped you out, baby. Let me know if so. I'm wishing you love, life, and more peace and blessings. Until next time. Bye.